All right, I am Lily Gill, exclusively with an interview for Latino Rebels. We have never done this before this way, but hey, Latino Rebels is all about bringing new things to the Latino voter base in particular. And we have a very special guest with us, a presidential candidate from the greater state of Louisiana, Governor Buddy Roemer. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me. I look forward to it. It's a topic that is important in America. You know, this is a country that was based on the principle that all men were created equal, and the imperfection of our country is that they're not treated equally. And so issues need to be discussed, and it's the saving grace of America. It's an imperfect country, but it always strives to do better. So I'm pleased to be with you.
Great, thank you so much. And Buddy, for those of you that may not know, it's the only candidate with executive, legislative, and private sector experience. In fact, you're joining us from the building of the company that you are founded, right? And CEO
right, about 6 years ago, I founded a commercial bank, a small business bank. It's called Business First. We've been very successful. I take some small pride in that, but really it's the people who work here who do the work. We're about $1 billion. We didn't foreclose on a single homeowner. We didn't put a small business woman or man in a bind. We restructured all of our debt. My background, I went to Harvard and got a degree in economics, undergraduate. Then I went to the Harvard Business School and got a master's degree in banking. And we have one of the most unusual banks in America. No bailouts, no government guarantees, profitable all the way through the Great Recession. We do business primarily in the southern part of the United States, and I'm very proud of it. I'm in that building now. I have a temporary office here for my campaign. My headquarters has been elsewhere, but every time I come to Baton Rouge, I get to visit with my wife and my grandkids and my dogs, and it's good to be here this week.
Great, great. Now, thank you so much for sharing your background, and clearly there's been a lot of conversation lately with the GOP debates, and after the State of the Union, everyone is puzzled about the candidates and who should we vote for in the state of the economy. And you're not a big funded, big check type of candidate. However, you have some real tangible experience, as you were describing, both in the private and public sector. So for our readers and listeners particularly, who are part of that very big, vibrant group of close to 21.5 million eligible Latino voters in this country, what would you tell them to encourage them to think about Buddy as the option for America, and why should they vote for you?
I'm different in regards to the money. I remember in American history there was Richard Nixon was president. He was corrupt. Money had been stolen. Money had been given. And the team that wrote for the Washington Post said that the key to finding the truth was to follow the money. And it's true today. We have a president who was elected on hope and change and has changed nothing, in my opinion. He does bank reform. Too big to fail is still the law. He goes to Wall Street the next week and has a fundraiser with the big banks, $35,000 a ticket. And the host is Goldman Sachs. They're part of the problem. I see a system, and it's been 20 years since I've been in Congress. I served 8 years there. It's been 16 years since I've governor. I served a full term as governor, 4 years. And you have to battle corruption. The greatest enemy to the republic is corruption. Is people who get first in line not because of their ideas, but because they write a big check. Look at politics today. Obama's raising $1 billion. Mitt Romney has super PACs where millions are given, and we don't know who it is. I think we won't be able to do jobs, which is the most important issue. We won't be able to do fair trade. We won't be able to do budget reform or tax reform or energy reform or banking reform or health care reform until we reform our politics. And I'm the only person running for president who's been both a congressman and a governor, and the only person who doesn't take PAC money, the only person that doesn't have a super PAC, the only person that limits his contributions to $100 or less. I want a president free to lead. I want a president free to do comprehensive immigration reform. We're a nation of immigrants. We ought to honor their citizenship and do this with comprehensive law. We need budget reform. We're a nation that spends, for every dollar it spends in its budget, it borrows 43 cents. We're borrowing half our money from China. They're our competitor. We are addicted to foreign oil from Saudi Arabia. I want to be free to have a deal with Mexico and Canada where our oil comes together and we service North America and don't transport it from Saudi Arabia and pay people a decent wage to harvest it. Look, I love America and I'm proud of America. People come here from all over the world to enjoy our freedom. But this country's politics is corrupt. This country's politics is dependent on the big checks from a few special interests. It's why I go to Occupy Wall Street. It's why I go to the Tea Party. They smell what's wrong with America. It's called corruption. So when you look at all these candidates, and there's some decent people running, I don't put them down. It takes courage to run. It's difficult. But look and see who takes the big checks. Look and see who has super PACs. And you'll find only one candidate with the experience to be president who doesn't take any of that money. It's Buddy Roemer. Now, I'm not well known. If you don't have money, it's hard to get known. I need to be asked to the Republican debates. I haven't been so far. But I will not stop fighting for a free choice of the people, to have a free president. And that's the only way, Lily, that's the only way that we will solve comprehensively the challenges that face America. That is the only way to get a president free to lead. That's the issue.